I'm going to tell you every car you should use in multiplayer for Asphalt Legends Unite. And I'm specifically talking about the World League. As you can see right now, I'm in Legends League, which is the highest league possible in this game. But you don't start there, of course not. That's not how the game works. You start out all the way in Bronze League 4. And you have to use the cars here to advance up to Bronze 3, where you get to unlock better vehicles overall. And you keep on progressing up from bronze to silver to gold. Now do note, if you advance up to a higher league and you decide to use the lower league cars, you will still be paired up with higher league cars. So you can't just stay using a bronze 4 vehicle and expect to pair up with bronze 4 for the rest of your life. That's not how it works. So today I'm telling you guys every single car I used to get up from bronze, where I was a long time ago, to where I am now in Legends League. Let's first start out with Bronze 4. My Bronze 4 recommendations are 2 cars. The first one is the DS E-Tense. You will not find many other Class D vehicles in this game that have such great handling and nitro, and that acceleration isn't even half bad either. The top speed, it's not the best, but all the other stats really do make up for it. And the best part is, this car is super easy to obtain. You will get this car very, very quickly in this game. It's one of the first cars you will ever get in this game. The only other recommendation I have for Bronze 4 is the Dodge Challenger here. This car fails in a lot of stats just so it can excel in one stat, which is top speed. Its top speed is pretty good, especially considering if you're against Bronze 4 players. Bronze 3. My first recommendation for Bronze 3 is the Lotus Elise Sprint 220. Now this car sacrifices its top speed for everything else. Its top speed is similar to the DS E-Tense actually, so it's not bad, but its acceleration, handling, and nitro are extremely good. If you thought the DS E-Tense was good, this one's even better. This car succeeds super well on really twisty tracks because its handling is just that great. And if you do a perfect nitro on a corner, it will literally take that corner at full speed, no issue. My other personal recommendation is the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. This is not the easiest car to get, I'm not going to deny that. It's a pretty upper end Class D vehicle. But if you do get this car, it has this weird feature where if you do a perfect nitro, it gives you bonus speed, which is pretty nice. So its overall speed with that perfect nitro is actually pretty impressive. Its acceleration is one of the best in Class D, I believe. Its handling is really good. Its nitro is not bad. I recommend this car if you can get it. Now we do Bronze 2. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't have many vehicles in Bronze 2. But the one I'd recommend for sure is the Ford GT. This car has a really, really nice top speed for Class B. Now, its handling is one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my life, and I've experienced a couple of bad things. So, you know, its acceleration's not bad, its nitro is not bad either, but its handling, you will feel how clunky it is in this game. But that's honestly all I recommend for Bronze 2. I know everyone has the Porsche 911. You could use that, I suppose, and you could win. Bronze 1, I recommend the Dodge Viper ACR. This is, again, one of those cars that kind of sacrifice top speed for everything else. In this case, its acceleration is not that great, and its top speed is not that awful, but its handling is really good, nitro really good. Super recommend this car for short twisty tracks. The other car I like a lot is the Artega Scalo Super. I'm not going to try pronouncing that, that's not my business. It's a car that sacrifices its handling for its acceleration and nitro, which are both really good, and its top speed is not that bad. Handling's not even that bad either, if we're going to be for real. Last recommendation, the Porsche Mission R. I know a lot of people have this car because of a syndicate event. Great, fantastic acceleration. Other stats, not bad whatsoever. We finally made it to Silver League. The first recommendation I have for Silver 4 is the Aston Martin Vulcan. This car, it's a low-end Class A car, but at Silver 4, it performs really well. Acceleration's not bad, nitro's not bad, top speed's pretty darn good. You will succeed with this car, it's very easy to get. If you really want to challenge yourself in life and make your life difficult, you could choose the faster alternative, a really fast alternative, but an insanely difficult drive. The Cadillac CN Concept is one of the most difficult cars to drive in this game, in my opinion, because of its terrible handling, but its top speed is spectacular. I also recommend the Formula E vehicle because it has really nice acceleration, but I don't even have this car upgraded that much, so I can't really say too much about it. Silver 3, my first recommendation is the Nissan GT-R Nismo. Again, one of those cars that sacrifices top speed a bit for a lot of acceleration. Handling's not bad, nitro's not bad. A lot of people succeed with this car because it's pretty easy to drive. My other recommendation would be the Dodge Viper GTS. This car has better top speed than the Nissan GT-R Nismo. Acceleration's pretty good, handling's not that great. I like this car more than the Nismo because it's a little tougher to drive, but it's better at speed. Silver 2, what do I recommend? First one, Ferrari F12 TDF. This car sacrifices handling, all the other stats are really good. That nitro is really impressive, it lasts a super long time. You will succeed with this car, but it's tough to drive. Only other recommendation is the Lamborghini Gallardo LP. This is a top-end Class C vehicle, has pretty balanced stats and a decent speed, but honestly, I prefer the TDF that I just showed you guys. Now we go to Silver 1, and the first car that I would use is the Lamborghini Aventador SV Coupe. This car has really nice stats, and it's a pretty easy Class A vehicle to get. Top speed's great, acceleration's great, nitro's great, handling, you'll live with it. Other recommendation, the Ferrari FXXK, it's low-end Class S. It's really bad for a Class S vehicle, but its stats overall, compared to the other competition in this league, not that bad. I'm also a big fan of the Chevrolet Corvette Grand Sport because it has really great stats for everything except its awful top speed. Gold 4. One of my recommendations is not a car that I have, it's the McMurtry Spearling. This car, it's tiny. It's like a bite-sized little snack that you could probably tap with your fingernail and go flying away. But I guess size doesn't matter because this car with its insane acceleration, its fantastic acceleration, absolutely one of the best accelerating cars in the game. It's a very good car in multiplayer, especially on short tracks. My other recommendation is the OG Apollo N. Some people don't like driving this car, I get it. The handling is not that great, so it's a bit technical to drive, but its top speed is really amazing. With its nitro boost, I believe it can go 389 kilometers an hour. That's really fast. That's as fast as many Class A vehicles. For Gold 3, I have a bunch of recommendations. First of all, the VLF Force 1, great car all around, except for its handling, a bit technical to drive again, kind of reminds me of the Apollo N a little bit. I also recommend the Icona Volcano Titanium. This car's speed is really good. It's a low-end Class S vehicle, but compared to its competition, its speed with its acceleration is a surprisingly really good combo. Nitro's pretty good too. Naturally, I have to recommend the Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spider. It's just one of the classics in the game that are very easy to get. And it's a car that has some of the best acceleration you'll get in this game, some of the best nitro you'll get in this game, really good handling, top speed is not that bad. Super easy car to drive, and will win on short laps, so I highly recommend it. I also have several picks in Gold too. The first one is the Lykan Hypersport. This car's speed is better than almost anything against it at this league or lower or around it. The issue is super tough to drive. Its handling feels abysmal. Honestly, this 40 handling stat is considered as really bad if you see a car with it. For whatever reason, when I drive the Lykan, it feels even worse than that, genuinely. So hard to drive, but a lot of people seem to succeed with it, especially on really long tracks that don't have many turns. Next recommendation, the Porsche 918 Spider. This car has really good acceleration. Top speed's also really good, nitro's really good. Handling, a bit mediocre, but all around, I like that car a lot. I use it a lot. Next recommendation is one that everyone will recommend because it really is that powerful of a vehicle. It's the Vonda Electric Dendrobium. I believe it's a Singaporean car, so shout out hometown over there, you know? Why do people love it so much? If you look at its stats just by itself, acceleration, handling, nitro are fantastic for this car. Top speed, you'll notice, is not that great, but this car has a perfect nitro boost that really gives you a really long-lasting perfect nitro and a really good total speed. If you unlock it, upgrade it to 6 stars, it's a fantastic car. I'm on my way there. We're at 4 stars. We're getting there. But I love using this car so much. But obviously, fully upgraded is better. If you're able to get it to 6 star, it is so OP. Now we're in Gold 1. First recommendation, the McLaren 570S Spider, because the top speed is really good. It's really good. Acceleration's pretty good, handling's pretty good, nitro is feasible. I like this car quite a bit. My other recommendation, if you have it more upgraded, is the Glickenhaus 007S. This car's acceleration is crazy. Handling's pretty good, top speed is not bad, nitro is not the best, but with those other stats, it really is a killer in multiplayer. We're finally at Platinum League. For Platinum 4, I would recommend the Lamborghini Egoista. This car is a car that has better acceleration than I remembered it having, and in multiplayer it actually works pretty well because its top speed is pretty competitive, its nitro is really good, handling mediocre, but again, you can drive it pretty well if you have practice. Quick shout out to the 2 Lamborghini cousins. These 2 Lamborghinis in the game, they're both pretty new to this game. If you have it fully at 6 stars, both of these cars are very good cars, but I don't, so I can't really recommend them, can I? Also, we're talking about cars that I don't have. Lotus ER9. This car at full upgrades, acceleration is crazy good. Alright, Platinum 3. First recommendation, just because it's easier to get as a Class A vehicle overall than a lot of other higher end Class A vehicles, Pagani Huayra BC, I do recommend it overall. It's a good Class A car. I wouldn't say it's the king, definitely not, but it's a very good Class A vehicle. Acceleration super good. Nitro efficiency, one of the best I think I know of in the game. Top speed is also pretty competitive. Handling is competitive. I would recommend the Genti Aclone here if you get it to 6 stars. It's a really good car, but I don't have it at 6 stars. But as you can see, its acceleration is very good, top speed is very good. It's kind of similar to the Pagani I showed you guys, except it's more focused on acceleration and speed than the Pagani. And I would be utterly insane if I didn't mention the Tryon Nemesis. This car is so tough to drive. It's a mixture of its not very great handling and its abysmal nitro. So it's tough to honestly get up to that top speed unless you have maps that have a lot of ramps at the beginning of races to help the car boost up its speed faster when it's in the air. But its speed is crazy. I mean, this is the highest top speed we've seen so far, 447.9 kilometers an hour at 6 star. Pretty easy to get this car overall for a Class S vehicle in the game. Besides the top speed, the acceleration's not bad, but those other 2 stats are tough sometimes. But anyone would recommend the Tryon Nemesis to you as long as you practice driving it a few times. We're getting closer to the finish line. The car I recommend is the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. This car has a perfect nitro, extra speed boost. Again, a few cars have it in this game for whatever reason, and all of its stats across the board with that perfect nitro speed boost is very good. I don't have it at 6 stars though, so it's not the most competitive right now, but if you do have it upgraded, I recommend that car. McLaren Senna, there was just an event for this car. It was pretty easy to get blueprints to unlock for this car. This car has the best handling in the game, I believe. Its acceleration is magnificent, nitro's magnificent, top speed is pretty good. It will win you short tracks a lot of the time. If you have this car upgraded to 6 stars, the Rimac Concept 1 is a really competitive Class A vehicle, but I don't have this car. Hey, we're getting there. Platinum 1, 2 recommendations. The first one's the McLaren Speedtail. This car drifts so nicely in this game. If you do a 360 drift or floaty drifts, this car is fantastic. Its speed is really good. Acceleration's pretty good. Handling is better than it's advertised as, and its nitro is really good. You will love this car so much. Other recommendation is the Koenigsegg Regera. This car, similar to the Tryon in some ways, really top speed emphasized. So again, handling, it's a little better than the Tryons. Its nitro is a bit better than the Tryons, but it's still a tough car to drive overall. But that speed is so incredible. If you can pick up your speed quickly, you will beat your competition by up to like 8 seconds. I've done before. And now we are finally at Legends League, the best of cars and what you can use. And if you look closely, the cars that have no fuel are the cars I'm going to recommend because I just use them in multiplayer to get myself even more into Legends League to get better rewards. The first car recommendation, the Bugatti Chiron. Super balanced car with incredible acceleration, decent handling for a Class S vehicle, nitro's great, its top speed is pretty spectacular. It's fast, it's not the fastest, don't get me wrong, but its acceleration is one of the best that I've seen in Class S. The next car I would recommend as well as any person that has this car in the game is the Koenigsegg Jesko. We're talking about some of the best top speed that this game can see outside of those absurd syndicate vehicles that nobody owns. This car's top speed with this nitro, I believe, goes like 516 kilometers an hour or something. It's crazy fast. Acceleration's not the best, but it works. Handling, this stat value doesn't mean anything. Its handling is really, really good because you can take corners so well that you don't lose much speed at all. It's one of those cars where that just happens. So its handling, that is a fake stat. Its nitro is not bad. Not great though. But I highly recommend this car. I would recommend this car out of any other car I have in this game. Even more than my final recommendation, which is my SSC Tuatara. This car has slightly lower top speed than the Jesko. Its acceleration's a little bit better. Its nitro's a bit better. But this car's handling, even though its number here, I believe is higher than what it said on the Jesko's, or it's around there, is nowhere near how the Jesko drifts. This car drifts wide, it slams into walls, it can't drift really well, but with some finesse on long tracks, it's a very good car, and it does accelerate faster than the Jesko by a smidge. But with that, there you have it. Those are all the cars I recommend in this game for multiplayer. Let me know if you agree or disagree with my list, if you have any cars you think I forgot to mention, or cars from your own personal experience that you have that I don't have that you would recommend. That was a really wordy sentence. Please say so in the comments, I would really appreciate that. You guys are amazing, I hope you have a wonderful week. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe, join the Cheese God Army. At 50,000 subscribers, we'll have a cheese video. That's cool, so subscribe. It would also be nice to get 3 likes on this video, that is always the goal. It's really tough to get 3 likes, but I hope we can get there. My YouTube Instagram's at the official Axis if you want to see some stuff about me besides gaming. Alright, that's all. See you guys, take care.